What's good, you guys? It's your girl T, back again with another video. It's been a little minute. Yeah, I know. I'm not even going to get into it too much. But I'll give you guys a little bit of a switch up in the content. I started filming this in Croatia and I want to commit and I want to finish. And so here we are.
You need someone that's there to hold you down, cause I see visions. I don't need to second guess them. I already see the day when I leave the friend zone, relocate.
So one of the first things I tried to do, I got on the plane and I opened up my laptop to FL. I tried to make a beat, but unfortunately my laptop died. I was going through some issues at the time, so we move on swiftly from that. Anyway, shortly after we landed and we're just commuting on our way to the Airbnb. So right now, man's in Croatia. So you know the vibe, it's only right that I show around the place. Yeah, so I'm gonna just show you lot what's up. We've got the bathroom on this side, got the kitchen area, balcony out there on the window, and yeah, gonna get in a quick little workout.
We gon' do what I say. I swear I be stuck in my ways. We gon' do what I say. I swear I be stuck in my ways.
Too damn bad. Cheers.
So now we're going to the supermarket. Uber is here. You know them ones.
Telling me it's just the friend you
The
need.
essentials.
You gonna keep? Key holders.
I'm trying to get paid.
Cause I see visions. I don't need to second guess them. I already see the day when I leave the friend zone, relocate.
Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna say
Serious
much. I don't wanna say too much. But why you wanna play with love? Why you
So, newsflash, I just went to the grocery store by myself. So I'm out of breath. I've got to climb 4 flights of stairs every time to get to our apartment. But yeah, man. I'm up there. So right now, we're going to the town, the supermarket. We've stopped off across this lovely view here. Yeah, man, Croatia's kind of nice. Would definitely come back again. Would recommend.
Last night, I felt your energy.
Hey there.
But you're telling me it's just the friend you need.
After taking in them sights, we pretty much headed back home and we just played a game of cards. It was pretty fun.
Need someone that's there to hold you down.
Okay. That one. You're not so salty. You're so salty. Really?
She wanna roll with her when I come, you know if I got them.
Why you wanna settle for the same old things? You fronting on the kid from way back.
Good morning. Of course, as usual, the weather is lush outside. And just like that, we're gonna hop straight into making the beat. As you can see here, I'm just laying down the drums. Now I'm gonna lay down the claps. Just looking for extra perks to thicken up the drums a bit. Now I'm just adding in that echo to really fill in the gaps. quickly tapping in them shakers. You can see how I've played with the velocity there on the drums too. And of course we copy and paste to save time. By the way, it's highlight, Control B or V to duplicate. Then I get distracted by my friend to go do something. So let's carry on with the rest of the vlog and I'll show you lot the finished beat later.
Last night, I felt your energy.
Looks good.
But you're telling me it's just the friend you need. Yeah, I will find.
Now there wasn't actually as much to show from the previous day, as me and my friends were actually a little bit too sick from drinking a little bit too much the other day. So today the plan was pretty much to go find somewhere to eat, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do now.
I ain't gonna say too much. I don't wanna say too much. But why you wanna play with love?
It's just yeah, I think we see after as well. Right.
I've been on your line for
So
a real
our
long
food is
time.
here. Got the yakisoba,
Why you wanna settle for the same old things?
veggie rolls.
Frontin' on a kid from way back. Like you don't wanna take me in. But you know I play to win. So
Worth it.
baby, I'ma make it.
So pretty much this is our final day, and as we were all too sick the day before to really like go to the beach and enjoy stuff, we made an effort to go to the closest body of water or to the coast that was near us and just take in the views before we leave for the next day.
I ain't easily phased, cause nowadays I believe in my ways. But if it's night, I felt your energy. But you're telling me it's just the friend you need. I will find my way around it.
For the last night, say bye to our
Someone that's there to hold you down, cause I see visions. I don't need to second guess them. I already see the day when I leave the friend zone, relocate. I ain't gonna say too much. I don't wanna say too much.
And as you can see, we're rooting back home to the UK. It was a nice trip in Croatia, and yeah, I thought I'd just show you guys a bit of the time that I spent there, just show the sceneries that inspired the beat and everything like that. Now I'm just gonna pass it back to Future T. Cool, fast forward, you just seen what I've just done, all of that, the clips before, that's what I did in Croatia, and then we now take you in to the finished beat, and I'll just do a little dive through of all the extra perks and melodies and everything like that. So let's get straight into it. Yep, so let's go through that, shall we? First thing we've got, let's just go through the melody. Yeah, this is a synth. I believe I got this synth from Splice. Don't think I've got really anything much on it in terms of mixing. I've got a sound goodizer just to make it pop again. Without it, it's just a bit quiet. I just put it lightly on there. We then hop in with some perks in the beginning, which I believe you saw me playing this in actually back in Croatia. Yeah, just a little reverb on that, as you can see here, and I just lowered it a little bit on the mix knob. Yeah, so that's just the default reverb settings. Then we come in with this other perk here. Just basically a hi-hat, probably dragged in from one of the packs that you saw me going through on my files. Let me get the snare. No effects on that snare at all. Let me jump in with this perk here. And you can see how I've messed with the velocity a bit just to add that dynamic to it. And in case you want to hear it by itself, so it just fits in real nice with the snare. And then we got a little vocal whisper going on here. Just a little bit of air candy, and I do have some effects on that whisper as well. You know, I got a reverb and I've got the delay on it as well. These are my delay settings. I usually mess around with the wet knob. So the higher I have it, the more intense the initial echo after the initial sound is. So you can hear the lower that I have it, you hear less of the echo initially. And then I usually pan my echoes so that you're hearing the echo in each ear going from left to right. So I just pan it on the left and you select ping pong, and that makes it go between the left and the right ears. Then after that, I don't usually mess with the levels. The levels is pretty good for me. I do mess with the cutoff, so that's pretty much how many times you're gonna hear it echo. But if I was to bring it back, you can see as when I paused it, you didn't hear it echo after. And the higher you have the cutoff, the more echoes you're gonna hear pretty much. So you see how long it was echoing for. It's basically just the cutoff point of the sound. And then yeah, you've got the time. So this is basically how fast it's gonna echo. So you can hear this. It's a lot quite faster. When I put it on 3, you can see the time in the top left corner there. So I usually always have my echoes on 4. And then I just mess with the dry output. So it's basically like just the wet and dry. I don't know, it just makes it sound a bit gentler when it leaves. So it just sounds a bit more natural. We've got this shaker loop. So by itself, you can hear it sounds like this. And on that, I've put a reverb, a delay, and a parametric EQ, just cutting out some of the lows so it sounds a bit of a cleaner mix. And that just all makes it sound more realistic. So without the effects, it sounds like this. Very dry. That's basically the whole intro. Let's tap into the main beat now. Let's introduce the staccato flute. And then we've got another staccato flute. What I basically did is I literally cut this like that, made it unique, make unique like this. And once you select make unique, you get this, which is now, you can see is called flute 2. And just duplicated it, which is Control B, 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 B. What I'm doing to delete is Control Alt Z, and then it just added a bit more body. Then yeah, we got the kick. Thinking about it, I could probably make it a bit, but you don't want to overdo it. What I did there is Alt X to get velocity, and you can increase the velocity of everything. And I usually do this if the kick is a bit weak, then I put the velocity all the way up and it just makes it a bit more punchy. But I thought the kick was all right. I didn't want it to overpower too much. Okay, I put a soft clipper on the kick. So yeah, originally it would be here, but I just increased it a little bit to there. Then we've got this shaker that comes in. I think this is the shaker that I put in Pula actually, in Croatia. And you can hear that's got a reverb on it. Let's close the program. My laptop is hot, you know, I'm running OBS, Premiere Pro and FL Studios all at the same time. My laptop is crying right now. It's crying, bro. Let's continue. Yeah, I made this perk in Croatia as well. You see me playing with the velocity. We've got this that now comes in. I think I got this from Splice as well. Let me show you what I got on it. Just a reverb and a delay. Very simple effects there just to, you know, add that ambience in the background. I'll show you without the effects as well. With the effects. This is all part of the log drum, so. And you might be wondering, like, how do you get that nice bassy sound with the log? So as you can see, I've got an E flute. This is the log drum. So I've got the E flute, which adds a bit more of that bassy vibe. So as you can see, I've got the velocity all the way up to the top on here. Yeah, I don't have anything else other than that. You can see my settings if you want. The only things that I tweak, this, and this. Like, I just mess around with it. And then if you bring it down, you can hear it's got less oomph all the time. Bring it up. It just changes the sustain. So yeah, I just mess around with those 3 settings really. With anything that you're learning, I advise you mess around with each knob, see what it does to the sound, how it changes it, how you like it. That's the only way that you're gonna learn really. And then you know which knobs to mess around with and which ones you're just gonna leave. That's kind of how I figured out. Yeah, these 3 is what kind of you get the different textures in log drums that you hear in Amapiano. And I literally just copied and pasted it over onto the E flute. You'll also find that in the same VST on FL Studios, Fruity DX. And then you just go to presets. You got the E flute and you've got the log drum. Here it is. So let me show you what the E flute sounds like. But yeah, it just gives it the log drum, that nice bassy sub feel, that deep log drum feel. So, and then going into the next section, we've got the clap. And a perk. After that is a bass. It's just a case of arrangement. Pretty much the first half of the beat. You can call this the intro, the verse, the hook, verse, hook. And then usually I put another outro. I'll copy and paste this and make it an outro. But I thought it just sounded better if I just cut it off right there. We've got these first 2 bars. Then we've got these sounds and these drums in it. We introduce the kick, things like that. We introduce some of the shakers partway through, just to keep the dynamics flowing and things like that. And yeah, I pretty much just copy and pasted, Control B, and I copied it on over to the next section, and that's it. Yeah, it was fun to make, it was fun to travel in Pula. I thought I'd just share with you lot like my adventures and my beat making as well. And yeah, I'm gonna be coming back with plenty more beats and stuff to show you because I'm back in London now. I'll catch you man in another one.